Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with another episode of the True Narrative Commentary. You know me, the host, man with the most, $1 million man, Mark. I wanted to say thank you for all the positive feedback you've given about these commentaries. I can't always guarantee I can do a commentary on a new call, but I'll try my best. Sometimes it's needed to wait a few calls to let the current or next arc start to take off, but we don't need that today because it's fresh off the heels of last week. And George is still stranded at AutoZone. His mechanic is AWOL. There's some real gems in here. Kevin and George's cat fight is pretty funny. And then all the shit about the mechanic and the magic match shenanigans that go down at the end. Let's dive right into it.
Hello?
Hello. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. What's
Hey,
up?
what's up, GG?
No, just deal with it. Dealing with this situation. What's up?
Did your mechanic show up?
No, he's taking a powder.
He's taking a powder.
I'll be honest, I've heard George say take a powder several times before, but I didn't know what it meant. I figured it was just some expression he fucked up like usual, but this time I looked it up, so it means to leave somewhere quickly. Alright. Then I saw it was popular in 1920s gangsters movies, like, whatever, okay. The expression is probably used in one of those 70s sitcoms he watches, or wrestling, because I'm pretty sure those things and his untrademarked fake version of the GG show are the only television that George has ever watched in his life. You know, that's our George, always on top of modern trends and what's popular. Reminds me of that Saunders call in 2020. It's a Charmander, George. It's a Pokemon. And George says, what the fuck is a Pokemon? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I waited for him, and he was going to come by, and then lo and behold, he actually walked in there to see if they've seen him or the girl, and they said, yeah, they were there about an hour ago. They left. I must have not seen them or whatever. I said, well, damn. So I called him up, and he ain't answering his phone.
Oh,
So
god damn.
he's purposely fucking with me right now. So I'm going to, I've got to.
This is hysterical to me. George was parked on the side of the building, and the mechanic knew that. So he slinked by, picked up his lady from the inside of the store, and when George wasn't paying attention, and drove off, completely ghosting George. Isn't that insane? I will say though, despite how much of a piece of shit, deplorable person George is, telling someone you'll come fix their car when the person's in a jam, completely ghosting them and slinking by them in the parking lot without saying anything is a very shitty thing to do. But that's one of the best, most fascinating parts of the GG universe. It's like 90% of the people George knows or associates with are also pieces of shit. And this will come into play later on with Kevin, so I'll save it for then. But that being said, George deserves to have this shitty act done upon him.
I've got to do something, and I'm going to have to do something. Well, tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm not going to be able to do anything tomorrow. But come Tuesday morning, I've got to make a call, and I'm still undecided what I'm doing.
So she was there, and he showed up and didn't tell you?
I don't. They said that she was working this morning, and then they both left. So that's what he came to get her, or whatever. So I don't know.
Oh, you should have been parked at the front door, GG.
No, I was parked. I'm parked at the side. On the side of the building. That's what I was.
This is how obsessed and rent free the goons live inside of George's head. He's on the verge of total catastrophe, his home is done for, he's broke, and no one will help him. Was a close second to all of that on the list of important things to take care of to George? The goons emailing him. When we say George is obsessed with his superiors, that is not a joke. It's the truth. It's the true narrative, and George can deny it all he wants. But as Jay Smith told Sarah Capelli, we got the proof, bitch.
Anyway, that bitch Tony sent me a message that we're gonna come to GoonCon. Oh, having a long time no here, but get ready, we're gonna come for GoonCon and all this other bullshit, being splattered or being said or whatever. So I just find it kind of interesting. Anyway.
So Tony emailed you, huh?
Yeah. Well, I guess he wants to remind me, but I swear to God, man, I will name that bitch if he gets anywhere near me. They're not even going near that damn cemetery. I've already spoken to the people there. If that bitch comes in my privacy, in my area, I will kill him. I will maim him. It'll be the last time he fucks with anybody.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I know he
what
plans
else
on
is
it.
going on? What else is going on? What's that?
I know they plan on it. They like that cemetery. That's like a major stop for them.
Well, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Like they got. I'm not sure what their plans are for what each person wants to do, but Daya said he is definitely going to be there. He hopes you show up, because he's just going to pay his respects. And if you get lippy with him, then he has to be right to,
No, he has no right at all. He has no right to do nothing. No right. They have no right, no business even being there. They don't even know my father. You can pay visits to anybody. They don't know my father. They have no business being there. Only the reason why they're being there or going to go there is to cause problems.
George always spouts the same shit in these calls pre-GoonCon about the cemetery. That he's made the cops aware and they'll be patrolling around. He let the cemetery know and they'll be on the lookout. He was going to be there and he'd maim any goon who shows up, etc., etc. Well, for those of you not familiar with what happened at that year's GoonCon, a group of 8 goons went to the grave of the esteemed butthole-touching janitor senior and spent a lot of time there. And some nefarious things were done on top of that gravestone too, and George did nothing. No police and cemetery people couldn't care less. It's a public place. Anyone can come, and they did.
Okay. They're going to try to defecate or try to do something to the tombstone, which I already know they're going to try to do. And that's not happening. They're not, no.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you go there and they're there.
Yeah, well, then that's where it's all going to come down to. That's where it's going to come to a head then. That's where the whole thing's going to come down to a head.
Just don't do anything drastic, GG.
Well, I'm more concerned, yeah. Of course, what I'm liable to do, or if I get, ganged up on, which I don't know. I mean,
they're not gonna do because they're afraid of getting arrested. So they only want one person to fight you, and they just want it to be recorded.
You don't know that. They can say that.
I do know that.
They can say that all they
plan.
want. They can cover their ass by saying that.
Well,
what
they're going to record it. So if they record multiple people attacking you, then they all go to jail. If they record one person having mutual combat, that's with
Yeah, well, I don't put anything past those bitches. They're liable to. If when Stoker gets the worst end of it, then they're gonna tag team. They're gonna jump me probably. It's not if he was when Stoker gets his ass kicked. When Stoker's getting his ass kicked, they're gonna jump in.
I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know that they're going to do that. I don't have to guess anything. They can say anything to cover their ass, of course.
You really think you can beat up Anthony Stoker in one-on-one combat?
Why are you even asking me that question?
Because I'm concerned.
You think he is a tub of shit? Have you seen what he looks like? He's a tub of fat shit.
To quote George, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? George, you are the epitome of flabby fat shit. You have 3 chins and should be wearing a bra. I've seen Tony. Dude may not be the epitome of fitness, but he's in a lot better shape than George is. George would get tired after one trachea attack and fall over from pain in his leg.
So I'm not, seriously, dude. I don't. Come on, don't. That's almost like an insult.
Oh, don't be insulted by it. I just don't want you
to, okay. Well,
go in there cocky, full of cocksure.
I can kick his ass. I mean, I don't know about the way he's a runt. He looks like a fat tub of shit. He's a runt. He's a fat tub of shit, and I can kick his ass. I can kick his ass. I don't know. I can kick his ass because I know what I'm doing, and I know what I can do. I know what I'm doing and what I can do. Now, and that's that with that. If they're going to double team me or triple team me, that's when, the cavalry comes. That's when Kadir comes in, and then yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Gypsy, and I'm here to help you get started on Kick.com.
You probably take them all on.
Now,
you can take them all on by himself. He's a 7th degree black belt. That's pretty potent.
I had never seen someone simp over a man and flex another man's, quote, skills as hard as George does Quater Norzad, the legendary 3 trillion degree black belt kung fu instructor, a man in his late 60s who teaches fake martial arts in a McDojo to children and retards like George. It would take someone of limited fighting prowess to take down both of them. George thinks this man is the second coming of Bruce Lee. Well, if Quater taught George his kung fu moves, I've seen George perform them before, and I can say with relative certainty that someone with one leg could beat him and George at the same time. Which also, side note, every single time George mentions Quater, he also says a different amount of black belts that Quater has. I don't know if you ever noticed that before or not.
Damn.
So they come to that cemetery though, they have a problem. They come to that cemetery, they will have a fucking problem. I guarantee that. So I don't have to guess or surmise or think or conclude or whatever. It's just it's the facts. I mean, only the facts. The cemetery knows about it, and the police have been told about it, and I'm sure the cemetery will patrol that area that weekend. Heavy patrol.
Nobody patrolled anything because no one gives a shit about George and his battle with trolls.
Did you
Other than that, I'm not having a good. I'm not having a good time.
Did you make any calls like to the car dealerships at all to see what they had available?
No, I haven't done anything. I've been consumed with a lot of pleading and prodding with people that I think that are my friends that are really not. Vince can't do anything. Kristen can't do anything. Kristen, she just bought a car and she's pregnant and she's not able to. I'm not. She's not able to help me. So.
Just an update on that. By the grace of God, her pregnancy ended in a miscarriage, as did the one after that. This bitch literally cannot close her legs. God is basically bashing her in the womb, telling her she doesn't need to create more future criminals, but like her 30 TikTok accounts, she refuses to give up.
That's fine.
And did Vince give a reason why he can't, since he's loaded?
Vince, no, I know, but Vince says he's not going to be in town or he's out of town right now. He can't do anything right now.
Okay, it's just really strange that all your friends have money in their accounts.
You are preaching on that one thing alone. You're preaching to the choir. On that one thing alone, you're preaching to the choir. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a person with much, to know the difference on that one. You can read it. You can read the Braille. I mean, Stevie Wonder can read the Braille and see it with his own eyes.
Yeah, it's just really strange. It's like all your friends got money, and then you're hurting, and they won't do anything. I'm going to say something that I shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I spoke to Kevin. Kevin said, "Talk to a police officer. Maybe he can help you." Wait, what?
Yeah. Kevin said, I asked Kevin tonight to spot me $88 for a motel room so I can fucking sleep.
Yeah.
I told him I'm broke. I asked Kevin, so I'm not going to ask you for a lot. I need $88 so I can get it over, the suites and Steady and I get a motel room. So I don't have it. I said, dude, come on. You know damn well you do. I need help. Can you help me, please? You're going to get it back. He said, I don't know about that. You go. Why don't you get a police officer and tell him about it? Maybe he can help you, point you in the right direction. Yeah, I heard that. That really pissed me off. After hearing that, I said, dude, you know what? That's low. That's really fucking low. And then he said, well, go. Then he changed it up. He said, well, you're going to go ahead and get that operation that Ernie had been taken care of. Go to the hospital now. Have to get an operation. Go to the hospital now. Like, okay, like, who's going to pay for that? I mean, even though I can do it, but they're going to charge. So I'm just going to go there without doing the operation and just go there and have them charge me. Right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So just check into the hospital like a hotel. Right?
Listen to these two total shit human beings trying out shit each other in that exchange. George asks Kevin for money, despite knowing Kevin won't give it to him. Kevin says no, because he knows George won't pay him back, and he's a stingy-ass bitch. Then to rub salt in the wound, Kevin says some dumb shit like talk to a police officer or go to the hospital instead. George is now pissed at Kevin because Kevin won't help him. Imagine being friends with someone who told you that in your time of need. I'm convinced the only reason George gives Kevin a pass to be as shitty as he is because he's afraid Kevin would turn on him. But yeah, that sounded like a healthy, friendly exchange between two completely non-toxic individuals.
Kevin has no chill. Damn.
Yeah, that's what came out of his mouth.
Hey, you should have said, well, if it was Mary Elizabeth, you'd help her. Just to see.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sitting here and I'm livid. I'm absolutely fucking livid. I don't know. All I know is that just boiled me up. When I heard that just boiled me the fuck up. I'm going to call a police officer, and what is the police officer going to tell me? That you talk to social services, blah, blah. I mean, really? Police officer is going to, you talk to social services. That's not a police officer's delegation to deal with something like that.
You know what else isn't in a police officer's delegation? To patrol a cemetery because some fat, smelly idiot is afraid people he doesn't like might show up to a public place. Or about calling the cops because you think there's drones above your house. Those aren't police things, yet George made them police delegation regardless. Funny how that works.
God damn, man. I'm sorry. That just pisses me the fuck off.
All a cop is going to do is, well, hey, go to a shelter. That's all a cop's going to say to you.
Yeah. And tell you the truth, can't even do that because they're booked. I mean, I didn't pursue that, but my priest friend made a call and can't even go to check into those. Those things are booked for months in advance. So, there you go. That tells you all you want to know. Not to say that I would even do that, But that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So like anybody that, can just go, and just have that happen like that. Oh, just like that. No.
Kevin did say no. He did tell you no.
Pretty much. That was just a few hours ago, actually. Just a few hours ago. So, my eyes are wide open. Wide fucking open. I don't think I really wanted to. I mean, look, I know him, and I've known him for so long. That's why I give him a pass. I mean, I keep giving him passes, and that's not going to. But that right there was a real eye opener. Kind of the same vein to what Casey told me, but from Casey and then with Kevin, a major major eye opener. Really, you really want to go there with that? You really want to go there with that?
Yeah, Kevin and Casey were tired of listening to George beg them for money and bitch about how bad his life is. Imagine having someone you're acquaintances with or friends with, and every time you talk to them it's negativity. If they're not complaining, they're asking you for money. Would you eventually lose your patience with that person? That's how I imagine it. And then Kevin and Casey see George doing genius things like spending money on suits and parties, when 2 months later his home is broke and he's got nothing to show for it. Now George is ringing them up to complain and beg. And Kevin and Casey know George has no self-awareness, so he'll never learn or make his life better. I'd clown on him too, don't blame him.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. It's an eye-opener. It's a fucking eye-opener. I was going to call Watt, and but it would be out of Watt's boundary. I was going to call Watt, right?
Yeah.
So it would be out of his boundaries to do anything for me too. So there's another one. So you know what? I mean, fuck him.
Yeah, my friends won't help me, so fuck them. That's what we see as a friendship to George Yared. It's a transaction.
You still give it a shot and explain the situation, what happened with the car and everything.
Watt knows my situation. Watt is barely. I mean, Watt, I can give him a little pass because he's kind of struggling too. But Watt could at least hold me up at his place.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even want to do that for whatever reason.
Sounds like Roger, like I said.
Well, I don't make deals with the devil. I don't make deals with the fucking devil. No, I don't. No, right? Roger can fucking rot in hell.
No, I said sounds like Roger.
Because you know what would happen if I go to Roger?
What?
He would tell the trolls. I go to Roger, he would tell the trolls. And that's exactly what he would do. Fuck that.
That's probably true, yeah.
And I wouldn't say a word to that bitch.
You're absolutely right about that.
I know I'm beyond right.
Wait, how about that couple that you used to stay with?
That's not even an option. That's not even an option.
Why is that not an option?
Because it's not. There's turmoil there. I think that she's. I don't think she's living there anymore, and I don't. The guy was an asshole. I don't want to live. Going to be there. The guy's a fucking asshole. I think.
Ever notice how so many of the people George encounters are assholes, according to him? There's so many times in the history of these calls where George brings up someone and they don't like him or he doesn't like them. If you go throughout life and everyone you meet is an asshole, then you're probably an asshole. However, when you go throughout life as a raging malignant narcissist with a cognitive disorder, you're probably not going to be self-aware enough to figure that out.
The woman moved. They've separated. I don't know the whole story. I really don't want to know. It's just a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, and I have my own. I don't need to add someone else's drama to the situation.
To yours, right?
Besides, I have no money. I have no money right now. I have no money at all right now until I figure out what I'm doing. So
how about your ex-girlfriend?
Which one are you talking about? You mean no? She's in Colorado. She's not able to help me.
Yeah, I mean she can Cash App, right?
He's talking about Sherry. Sherry and George were never dating. That is a lie George came up with to try and impress Saunders. Sherry lived with their ex and their kid at the time George was trying to get and stay over there. It sounded like a bunch of trailer trash drama like everyone else George gets involved with.
I don't think she's. I didn't even really think about her, but I don't think I want to go that route either. I could try. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, but I might not get. I probably won't get the same thing. Probably.
Her name is Sherry, right?
That's right.
Okay, yeah. I mean, at this point, trying is all you can do, and it's like swallowing your pride and eating a lot of crow. But
Well, I don't. The reason why I don't think so because I think she's involved now with somebody, and I think that would be the precursor to why she couldn't. Because when there's somebody else involved in the picture, it's they're not going to want to do that, and I don't. I could try, but I think she's involved with somebody right now, so I don't think that's going to be possible.
This is the second time George has brought up asking others for money, but having someone else, namely the person's SO, tell them not to, and that being an obstacle for George. It's like he preys on or bullies vulnerable people, but hates when someone with more intelligence than him shows up and who has greater sway than George, and they put a stop to it.
Even though she's miles, I mean, she's in Denver, so. In Denver. Somewhere on the outskirts of Denver, I don't know where.
Oh, okay. She's not in Denver proper, she's on the outskirts, like the...
I think that's what it is. I mean, I went through that state one time. It was just fucking mountains and nonsense. Like, when you think when you're going to get to Denver. When are you going to get to Denver? And keep going and driving. Somebody's trying to call you?
No, I'm trying to put my fucking phone, keep my phone on the charger while I'm talking to you, but it's coming out.
Oh, okay. Sounds like someone's trying to call. Anyway.
No.
So I happen to be listening now to these last few phone calls. I haven't been listening to any of the shit, but I'm listening to these damn phone calls. It's a bunch of shit, with Spencer and her bullshit. That just really fucking angers me that all for that shit. I haven't paid any attention to it, but I happen to be, since I'm got nothing going on, I happen to be listening to it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
I haven't listened to it, the new one yet.
Yeah, I don't know. That needs to come down. That channel needs to come down. So, was down. It needs to come down again. So, anyway,
I haven't seen her or seen her around.
She hasn't posted.
Not in like the last couple of days since I've been checking.
Oh, the past couple of days. How about the past week where she has, huh?
Well, last week, yeah, she was in there.
What is she honestly saying? Like, oh, I have no conscience, but I love money, right? I have no conscience, but I love money, right?
You really want to know?
It hasn't been talked about much in the past because we didn't have these calls to show publicly, but the whole Phyllis ruse really fucked George up. He was so sweet on her and she played him like a fiddle for 3 years, weeks after the reveal, and she's still making him butthurt. He is still butthurt about it, and he'll stay butthurt about it to this very day.
What's she saying, or you
No, I can imagine. I mean, I'm just saying what should be possibly saying. Like
she talks shit about you and talks about her new boyfriend, who's black, and then
she talks. Wait. She talks what does what about me?
Oh, she talks shit about you.
Okay.
Yeah, she talks shit about you, but talk about her new boyfriend that's black, and she talks with the other girls.
Wait. This is the same woman that always was anti. Oh wait, hold on a second. She's got a black boyfriend, huh?
Yep.
She's got a black boyfriend, but this is the same woman that has always made some derogatory comments about the blacks, about black people.
I don't know, dude. She likes Mandingo.
Well, I'm just saying the situation. So I found that odd. So obviously she did a complete about face on that, didn't she?
Well, she probably was playing it up for you since she heard you say the N-word so many times.
I don't know what she was doing, but she was very. She said a lot of things, anti or some racial shit. She said also, but she won't. They won't dare play that though. They won't dare play that shit though, because that would change the narrative.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't even realize. Like I said, I remember hearing about them years ago with the fucking Saunders calls.
Yeah.
I had no idea you still was in contact with them. So.
Well, I kind of, she kind of was persistent and telling me that when she was a kid, she used to watch me on TV and all that bullshit. And I said to myself, watch me on TV. What is a female girl watch? She's born in the '90s, so it's in single digits. Watch me on TV. Okay. Kind of, when you think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense.
You heard it from the man-child himself. All it takes to get into his real-world graces is some persistence and flattery. That's how insecure, lonely, and desperate for attention George is, that literally anyone who wants to get into his real world just needs to put in the work and they can probably do it.
She's like 30 yeshe was born in '93. Born in '93, so that means I didn't start the show until '94. So she had to be in single digits, like 1 or 2 years old, watching me on TV. That doesn't make any sense.
You was really hitting on her too. From the calls I did hear, like you were.
I was joking with her.
You were laying it on thick, brother.
I was joking, and she thought some of that. I mean, but I find it kind of funny that they don't play the parts where she was laughing or finding it funny or whatever. They don't play those parts for some reason. I don't know why, but it's true. I mean, I guess they're very selective in what they play.
Yeah, talk your shit, GG. Get in there, GG.
I don't know. Just whatever. I'll joke with her. I mean, shit. Joke around with her or whatnot.
It was very sexual.
Was it? Okay.
It was very, very sexual all the time. I was like, damn, Gigi's laying it all out. I ain't mad at you. You were shooting your shot. I ain't mad at you, Gigi. You gotta do what you gotta do. You're a man.
Well, no, I was joking with her. I was joking, and so she takes it. She kind of like, took it to another level herself. It's like, and then when she was dating, or she was supposed to be dating Infight Joy, or that fucker that pretended to be Chad. Infight Joy, or I don't know what the guy's name is, Kelly, and I don't know what the fuck his name is, troll, but supposedly she played the role, and she was dating him, which was not even, which was a joke. So he was a part of the conversation as well.
Yeah.
They haven't played those yet, have they? But they might have played one.
I think they did play one.
Yeah. You don't hear any with the brother, neither. You only hear one with the brother. You don't hear the. Have they played any more with the brother?
No, they've only been calls about you and her.
They're not playing the ones with the brother.
No, well, they're releasing them once a week, so.
I wonder why they're not playing the ones with the brother.
Well, they might. I'm not sure. That's they're releasing them one at a time.
Yeah. Well, that channel needs to be knocked down, and I haven't had the chance to even put my mind on that shit. But they're still doing their shit.
Are you going to the library?
I'm not there now. No, I don't know what I'm.
No. I said you're going. Is that how you knock them down at the library? I didn't know if you can do it over a phone. So.
Well, you can do so much on a tablet or whatever. But yeah, go wherever you can go. Use it. I've got my computer I haven't used in a while. I should probably use that. That's got downtime, but anyway.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, like I said, when I listened to it and I hear you joking with her, to me it just sounded like you were flirting. And
Yeah.
there ain't nothing wrong with that. You shoot your shot. She sent you money, so I can understand. She's telling you all this.
Give me 1 second, chick. Hold on. What is he doing here? Hold on. I just got a message here. Hold on.
All right.
All right. So my friend just told my. What is this here? Says basically might be able to give me a ride Wednesday, so that might be helpful. Okay. The car's not running or whatever. So all right. So what? I didn't hear the last thing you said. I'm sorry because I was getting. What was the last thing you said?
I was just saying that I can understand if you were flirting with her. I mean, she was giving you money, so you were just shooting your shot. So I understand.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah. She is a user. That's what she is.
Here's some grade A pot kettle black right there. George Alexander Yared calling someone else a user. George would never use people to get them to do things he wants and needs and never pay it back, or ice someone out of his life when they have nothing to offer him anymore. Certainly not our George.
So, fucking use it. So she can ride in hell as far as I'm concerned.
Well, she'll be down here too. Her and all the girls. I think Mel, Tony's wife.
Wait. She's going to be here too?
Yeah, they're all coming.
Well,
okay. All the girls are coming too. They want to have a karaoke ladies' night and shit like that.
And when they're going to do that?
I'm not sure. Whatever.
They better not come. They better. If I'm doing something, they better not be trying to break my damn party. Fuck that shit. That would be really fucked. They try to come to into my party, they get thrown. They get their thrown ass out.
I don't know, Gigi. They might.
Well, we're gonna get thrown the ass out the door.
One of the women, I'm not sure if she's been on the show. She's making custom robes for everybody. Like yours, the red one.
Who is this?
Some lady, and that's I don't know her name, but
Is she that hillbilly?
I don't know if she's hillbilly or not, but
there's a hillbilly one that lives here that's kind of like a neck, kind of talk out. Man, isn't that precious? Oh, isn't that precious?
I don't know. She's sewing a bunch of robes for all the goons to wear to the karaoke and to the bars and shit.
That doesn't make any sense.
Sort of, well, just to make fun of you.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. When are they actually coming down?
That I am not sure about. They're being very hush-hush about that.
You know the B&B they're using?
No, not yet. That's something, yeah, they're keeping very hush-hush about that.
Okay. We don't know anything about where they're staying at the B&B, the BB&B.
I know it's going to be an...
George first called the Airbnb their DMV, then he calls it the BB, then the BBB. I'm not sure what the DMV or Better Business Bureau have to do with GoonCon, but maybe our barely literate resident hobo George can elaborate.
Airbnb, like I said, the closer it gets, the more information I'll know. Because they'll have to let everybody know so they can arrange.
So when are they actually? Are they flying? They're driving, or who's?
I think everyone's taking different modes of transportation to get down here. Some people are driving. Some people are carpooling. Some people.
Are they giving
flying.
money? If they don't have money, are they giving money to do it through the donations?
Well, I think they got like $7,000.
So they're sharing that with everybody to get down here.
Yeah, to get down. Yeah.
So when they get down, so when are they actually coming? That weekend, that Friday?
That I'm not sure about. Like I said, they're still being super hush hush about it.
George asked him the same question a minute ago. When are they coming down for GoonCon? And was told by Podrick that he didn't know. Now he's asking the exact same question less than a minute later, getting the same exact answer.
Coming that Friday. Uh-huh. But supposedly it's going to be the week of my birthday.
Again, you're asking the Phantom. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the week of my birthday, so we don't. And then I mean, what they're going to be here the whole week? They'll be here for two weeks. That's what we're trying to figure out. Because
I think a lot of them are using the vacation time from their job, so it might be like 2 weeks. I just don't know when it starts, or what their plan is.
I might have to go to Green Top too, just in case.
You have to do what?
So I might have to go to Green Top just in case, They want to, if they're armed or whatever, I might have to be armed as well. That taser can do something, but I might need some bullets to kind of, put an end to their shit.
I mean, you ain't got to do all that. If you're at a bar, they're not going to attack you at a bar.
If wherever I'm at, like if I'm in my car, like a situation like this, oh yeah, a bullet's going to probably be, if they're like about 5 of them, or if that, whatever. You get a fucking bullet in the forehead, they will know to back the fuck off.
Yeah, George, and once you put a bullet into someone's forehead for not being aggressive or threatening to you, you're going to be backing the fuck up into a prison cell for the rest of your life. Courts aren't going to accept I did this in anger and retaliation as a defense as much as you like to think it is one.
I mean, at that point, I think it'll all stop if you fucking kill somebody. Jesus.
Should have stopped years ago. Should have never started, to tell you the truth.
I mean, don't let this get in the way of your fucking birthday party,
No. I'm wondering how they're going to play it. Well, definitely will be for policemen. Definitely the cemetery grounds will be patrolled that week. So I'm wondering how they're going to try to play it. And it closes at a certain time. So they're not going to be able to get in there free willy-nilly, do their whatever. So I'm wondering how they're going to try to play it. Just to go there, just to stand there? No. They're not going to be. They're not. That's not going to work. And it might be there.
I've heard of glow in the dark paint being thrown around where you can't see it in the sunlight, but at night you'll be able to see shit. So
They want to do what?
I've heard of someone saying, I think Deus brought up glow in the dark paint.
Yeah. Well, that bitch better back the fuck off. Also, he sent me an email about a week ago. That bitch better back the fuck off. Also.
George's hate for Deus always makes me laugh. All Deus, or Deuce according to George, has ever done is make videos addressing George and send him emails. Yet George has this burning hatred for superiors, and getting emails from Deus just pisses him the fuck off. George was lucky Deus didn't roll up on him when they were at GoonCon, because that would have been lights out for George.
Because, I mean, like I said, it won't just be me, it'll be Kadir. And Kadir can take them, it's a 7-degree black belt that can fucking clean house. I can do what I can do as well. But these people are going to be in for a rude awakening. But I want this shit to end. So if they go to jail, is that going to end it, or is that going to make them continue? That's the question.
I think that'll end it.
That will end it.
Yep, I think that'll be it.
Tell me again what you were saying. Well, I already know with the preface of what you were saying, that you think that Holmgren is going to come down here. Well, Holmgren is going to come down here with some illegal shit. Or is he even coming?
Yes, he will be coming.
He's coming.
Yep.
You know that for sure.
Okay. For sure.
So is he? But you know he'll have some nefarious shit, or he'll have some illegal shit going on.
Oh yeah, they always do. That's why how I know it's going to work.
Okay, so walk me through it one more time. I mean, I know the preface, but walk me through it again.
So, with this GoonCon shit, everybody's going to come down to the Airbnb, and generally, the way that the inner circle do things, that they like to do big parties, and they're going to be some Eastern European strippers and lots of drugs, blow, LSD, liquor. And yeah, we're gonna have it's gonna be a good time. Usually, that's how it generally ends up. Some good music. What's the name's gonna perform a little bit?
What's his name?
Mark. He's gonna perform a little bit. Mark.
Perform his garbage.
He's pretty talented, man. You got to give him that.
He is not. My dickhead's more talented than his fucking old ensemble.
You know how much money he makes off his music?
So funny how George doubts the skill and talents of those who are his superior. Yes, I make so much money off my talents. That's why they call me the $1 Million Man. George, on the other hand, cannot make money off of his talent because he has no talent, and what garbage he does put out, nobody wants because it's total dog shit.
You think that? Let me ask you a question. You think what he does is entertaining?
He actually, yeah, it actually pretty. It's unique. It's very unique, and he can make a fucking song out of anything.
No, that's what they used to do on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Nick and Wayne Brady used to do that shit. That's not. I mean, at least they have talent. This guy's an imbecile.
Wait. Are you comparing Mark to fucking Wayne Brady on Whose Line Is It?
Wayne Brady can do anything. He can take a song and perform a song just like that off the top of his head. He can't hold Brady's jockstrap. I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about Wayne Brady.
I mean, Wayne Brady was entertaining. I think Colin Mockery was better, but.
I don't know the other person's name on the top of my head, but yeah. But no, this I can't fucking think of it. No, but this clown. No, he's a fucking clown. That's what he is. He just makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange. Oh, I know Angela's going to be here too. Yeah, Angela. she's gonna be here too.
That bitch, huh?
Yep. I know they have a couple karaoke nights planned.
So they know that that's what I'm probably going to be doing myself. So is that what they're trying to do? Is barrage my party and then intrude themselves into my party? Because if they think they're going to do that, that ain't going to happen.
I don't think so. I think they're. I don't even think
they're going to come up to me.
I think that they think it's going to end up. Your shit's going to end up like last year, where you, Watt, and fucking Roger just end up at a fucking Hooters, and because nobody shows up. So I don't think they're even expecting to run into you. They think you're afraid of them. So.
Well, no. So they're going to try to come try to find out where I'm at.
No. They're not even going to look for you in that aspect. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They think you're going to run and hide and be scared, so they won't even do that. So.
Oh, so I thought that's what they wanted to do. They want to come and meet me, and they want to do all this shit. They want to meet me, and they want to do all this shit, and so that's what I thought they were trying to do. Also, that's not in their agenda. They're going to just try to cause havoc.
Not at a fucking bar. That'd be crazy to cause that kind of shit at a bar.
Okay. Well, they're crazy enough.
No, I don't think anybody's planning on coming out here to get arrested. Well, maybe a few of them wouldn't mind a night in jail for slapping you.
Yeah. Well, and they might end up with a permanent injury too. They might end up with a permanent injury or a permanent decapitation in a certain limb, perhaps, maybe.
Listen to that word salad. So they're probably going to be permanently decapitating one of their limbs. So if you decapitate someone's limb, does that mean you still get your head cut off? Also, is it a temporary decapitation? Because according to George, there's that and permanent.
I'm just wondering what they think they're going to accomplish by doing all this.
For them, it's like a pilgrimage. They get to come down here and see all the
sights. So it's a pilgrimage and to come down here to their God and Savior, right? They want to worship their God and Savior because they're fucking idiots.
I think they want to call your bluff.
Yeah, well, they're not going to call my bluff because I will do what I need to do. And matter of fact, I will be at the cemetery that weekend. So if that's where it all goes down, they will be arrested. They try something in the cemetery because I will definitely be there that weekend or the day before. They will be arrested, and they know that, or the cemetery grounds knows what to do.
So if they show up and not do anything and just walk around,
they don't need to be there. They don't need to be there.
I mean, that is a public place, GG. The cops.
I understand.
They'll tell you. The cops are going to tell you can't do anything.
I will show them the videos, show them everything that's been done, give them the history. These people do not know my father. They don't.
Could you imagine the cop's face when they tell George it's a public place and anyone can visit? Then George tries to explain the trolls and shows them the evidence and videos, sorting through his phone frantically, stuttering and acting like he's on trial. We already saw George trying to explain that to somebody else about the trolling history with Merrick. It was 3 hours long. These cops would end up bringing him to be evaluated, which is what he needs.
They don't need to be here. They need to leave. These people come from out of town. Why are they here? Ask them why they're here. Where are they from? And why are they here?
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, fair enough that you could do that.
Yeah, they're there for nefarious shit. I don't think they have the cojones and stones, even if they saw me, to do anything. All they're going to do is wait till I leave and then try to do something then. They come down here, even in the boatload. They're not going to have the balls to do that because they already have an inclination of what could probably happen. And then they'll probably wait till I leave or snap pictures of me and do that shit, and then try to do their business when I'm, to the grounds or to the tombstone when I'm not there. And the tombstone or the cemetery closes at a certain time in the evening, so they're not going to be able to do it in the evening. Now, if they try to do something during the day, well, that's not going to happen because But again, that weekend, it's going to be heavy patrol.
Are you going to be there all day?
I'm not going to spend there all day, but I'm going to probably, I don't know what day I'll be there, but I'm definitely going to be there that weekend. I don't know what day. I'm going to definitely be on that weekend to make sure everything is, it's all right.
Good, yeah. Well,
and
like I said, from what I understand,
I'll probably have Kadir come with me too.
Okay, like I said, from what I understand, they don't expect you to be there at all. They expect you to run and cower, and so that's like the whole point of them coming down is for you to not be anywhere, hide, so they can just keep saying that you're a coward and call your bluff.
Well, no. They're expecting me to run and hide. They see me, I can guarantee you they're not going to walk up to me. Because if they walk up to me, it's going to be a fight.
That's why I told you I don't want you to give up your party, man. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Like you normally do, and
They walk up to me, it's going to be a fight, and they're not going to want any part of it. They can talk shit because the grizzling or whatever you call him, I call him the fucking mind goose. You call him some of the Chester cat, whatever. That bitch had plenty of opportunity to approach me and never did. The bitch had plenty of opportunity to walk up to me, to say something to me to my face, and never did. You call him the Cheslin cat. I call him a mind goose. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
No, I said he smiles like a Cheshire cat.
Okay, well there you go. I don't even know where the Cheshire.
He's an old crafty veteran.
One of my favorite characters from Alice in Wonderland is the Chester cat. He's orange and black striped and carries around corn puffs with cheese dust on them. Padre could have told George that Chester the cheetah was from Alice in Wonderland, and George would have believed him. He's that stupid.
Though, like he's just one person I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I'd piss in his face. Okay.
I mean, he got those fucking calloused brick hands.
He went ahead and he pissed in a wine bottle. Well, I would piss in his face. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, he did piss in that wine bottle and drunk it.
I can't. We can't go back in time on that one, but whatever.
That's so fucking wild.
I don't.
This is referring to when Henry left a bottle of Chardonnay on top of Gigi's dad's grave and pissed in it. And Watt was with George when he found the bottle, and Watt, because he's a giant alcoholic, drank the bottle, piss and all. I don't know if George ever told Watt that it had piss in it, but George definitely knows it happened.
Yeah, that didn't make. I didn't know what to do with the damn thing. I was going to wrap it up in a bag for evidence. I was going to give it to the police
for like fingerprints.
George is keeping a bottle of piss-filled Chardonnay for evidence. Evidence of what? And who is he going to show this to? The cops? This is like when George says he saves our emails we send him as evidence of our wrongdoings that he'll use at a later time. When that time is, who knows? But I've been emailing and texting George for 7 years now, so I'd love to see the evidence he has on me. Bet there's some real gems in there.
Yeah, wrap it up in a bag for evidence. But then when Watt saw it, he grabbed it. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're grabbed it." I said, "Oh," and he grabbed it. I said, "You want to drink that?" I said, "You don't even know what you're drinking." He said, "Yeah." So I mean, Watt took a picture, and of course, right next to my dad's site, there's a tombstone that says Smith. So his last name is Smith.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny. The tombstone right next to my dad's tombstone said Smith, so he stood right next to that with the wine bottle. That was pretty funny. That was funny, I have to admit.
Well, have you made preparations to get buried next to your dad?
That's what it's supposed to be, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even want to think about that right now. I need to think about it, but I'm not even thinking about it. I need to. I'm thinking. Well, I mean, I'm thinking that I've at least got another 30. I would think I got at least another 30 years. At least another 30 years to go. So it's not something I really want to think about, but that's the general plot. The idea was,
if you want some peak delusion, then gather around for what George just said. He's going to be around for another 30 years? That would make him like 85. This man is a xenomorph spawn coming out of his stomach. His legs are purple from edema, which is most likely caused by the onset of heart disease. He's obese, doesn't sleep properly, and is constantly stressed. George isn't making it past 65. He looks like complete dog shit for someone in their late 50s. Plus, George should sell that plot that his dad has next to him, because when he dies, nobody is going to claim his body and pay to have him buried there. He'll be thrown in a pauper's grave wearing his G-Unit shirt covered in food stains and piss.
For me and my wife to be buried on the backside of Dad and Grandma. Dad and Grandma, and then me and my wife to be buried on the backside of that.
George and his wife? George Sr. gave his son a little too much credit in assuming he'd never get married. George can't even get a woman that touches 2-inch dong unless money is involved. How's he ever going to get a wife? I think he heard Sr. had been huffing too many cleaning chemical fumes when he came up with that one.
Of that space there, but again, I could probably sell those 2 plots and make some money out of it, which I'm leaning toward. I can sell those 2 plots for about $6,000 and make it $6,000, and that's what I might do. I don't want to do it because that's not what my dad wanted, but I'm playing with that idea.
Oh, so now George is concerned about what his dad would and wouldn't want him to do. What about blowing through all the money his dad left him, letting the house fall to shit in disrepair, and eventually losing it all because his idiot son wanted to play Las Vegas Ric Flair for 7 years instead of investing it and working a normal job? Now it's all gone, and George's failure is complete. Everyone has seen the photos of the inside of that house when George moved out. It was absolutely disgusting. George doesn't give a fuck about his dad, his legacy, or anything else. As George always says, it's so clear even Stevie Wonder can see it.
Well, are you getting married anytime soon, or what? Is that a?
I don't see that ever happening. Not because I don't want it. I just don't see it happening because I don't think that I would ever marry. I mean, it would be common law if I found somebody.
I told you should have got with that old lady that Watt brought over to the hotel room.
Well, ironically, she's younger than me.
Well, no, not old as in OLD, old as in the saying old lady. Like this is my old lady.
She's
should have got with that, man.
No, she's younger than me, but no, she's kind of messed. She's a little messed up.
So,
I'm not a person that settles.
It isn't settling. I think you want perfection.
I want something good because I deserve something good.
Why do you deserve it?
I deserve it. God damn it.
Well, why do you deserve it?
Because I do.
I'm asking you. You're the one making the statement that you do.
Because I do. I'm a good person. I don't judge myself, but I mean, I look pretty damn good for an old man, and yeah.
I don't even know where to start with this one. Look at George's narcissism on full-blown display. He deserves a good woman. Why? Well, he just does. He's a good person, which is objectively not true. It's not even an opinion that George is a shit human being anymore. We have enough evidence to light up a Christmas tree backing that up. George can't even get a reason besides he's a, quote, good person. That's George's mentality on life. People should just owe him. He deserves whatever he wants in life from whoever, and why? Because he just does. He's him. This is a prime example of why George is broke living in a van. Because he went through life expecting everyone to just give him things just because he's special and a good person. The only thing George has ever worked for in his life is to be a destitute, broke moron. And what he does deserve is to be miserable, broke, and lonely for the rest of his life. We're on good track for that to be happening as the reality, though.
I think I do. So there you go.
Just based on those 2 things, huh?
And based upon I deserve it because I'm a good person.
Well, there's millions of good people out there who don't have a significant other.
Yeah, well, that's right. But
and they think they deserve it too.
I deserve it. I deserve it. After all the hell that I've been through in my life, all the unnecessary hell, I deserve a good thing and a good woman.
Did you know that Cyrax had a girlfriend living with him at one point? Fucking Cyrax.
I don't. Yeah.
He had a fucking a live-in girlfriend.
Well, good for him.
Making him dinner, washing his clothes, his fucking
good.
sleeping on that fucking nasty bed of his.
Well, good for him.
If he can do it, anybody can do it, GG.
Well, I mean, I don't know what did she look like?
I mean, she was a fucking, in Ohio won, but he had a woman. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, what does she look like? I don't care where she's from. What
Well,
she look like?
she was a 1 on the scale. She was
One being the highest or one being the lowest?
1 being the lowest, but he had a
Well, I
woman.
mean,
He was eating some pussy every night.
Some people could say the one is high because uno numero number 1.
I mean, for Cyrax, she was a 10, but
okay.
For any normal human being, she's a 2 at the most.
Okay.
But
well,
that doesn't matter because Cyrax found happiness. She was happy with Cyrax. He was piping her down.
Good for him. You know what? I'm watching. Okay, as I'm talking to you. I'm watching. You remember when Flair did the Flair for Gold? You remember when he came back to the WCW?
Yeah.
And when he came back to the WCW, so he did his own talk show.
Yeah.
I'm watching this right as I'm talking to you right now. It's him and Double A, and they're talking with. I think they're talking with Rick Rude coming on right now. It's pretty funny.
Are you just living in the past, GG?
Well, sometimes it's nice to go back to the past.
No, George doesn't like to just visit the past. He lives there. George doesn't know shit about culture from the past 30 years. If it didn't happen before 1996, he doesn't know about it. And I guess it kind of makes sense, though, since the past is all George has now. His future is non-existent besides van living. How many times do you think George falls asleep crying to Archie Bunker as he thinks about how badly he screwed his life up? He has no family, no kids, no nothing.
Oh, Ric Flair, the Norfolk Scope.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at him right now. He's talking about controversy. It was him, and because this is when he didn't wrestle. He just did this, and he interviewed the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an episode where Rick Rude is trying to hit on Fifi. And of course, Fifi, is Ric Flair's real woman. Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the story about that, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
And half these wrestlers are dead. Rick Rude is dead. Roddy Piper's dead. I mean, it's hard to believe that all these damn wrestlers are dead.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Superstar Billy Graham just died.
I was going to say before you said it. Superstar Billy Graham. Yes, sir. Superstar Billy Graham just recently passed. I mean, that guy was shit. That guy was a monster. And the story about that, his wife bleached Ric Flair's head. When Ric Flair became Ric Flair, his wife bleached his hair.
Yeah.
That's the story about that. It's all true, and it's pretty,
Richard Fleer.
Yeah. That Ric Flair is a national treasure. He's a national treasure. That man is an entertainer, and he should live forever.
Yeah, what a national treasure. Some washed-up wrestler from 45 years ago who peddles boner pills, crypto scams, and has been divorced 4 times and shits his pants in restaurants because he drank too much. Yeah. This is definitely the person who should live forever. Funny side story, and we'll eventually get to this in the pod calls where he admits it, but when George met Ric Flair at GalaxyCon, do you know what George said to Flair? He said, "I love you." What a loser. Maybe they can bond over drinking too much and shitting their pants in restaurants. There's something in common.
Well, let's hope so. It's sad about these other wrestlers like Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper was funny as shit too. So it's sad about him.
True.
Yeah. He was a coke fiend. That was his problem. A lot of these wrestlers, that's because they were drug addicts. And
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with health, though. It wasn't, I think Piper was a cancer survivor, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah, he did a lot of he did a lot of coke, and we're not talking about Coca-Cola. He did a lot of coke. I mean, that could definitely.
Wait, I just realized something. You know who you didn't call? Matthew fucking Tatum.
He's not. Matthew Tatum doesn't.
I just saw a picture of him. He actually looks better than what he fucking used to.
He's lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
No, he cut off all that fucking hair. He actually looks normal. He had a nice buzz cut. That beard is gone. Yeah, he looks normal.
He cut it all off?
Yeah, he actually looks normal. I was surprised to see he actually gained weight too.
Oh, he gained weight?
Yep.
I've got his number. I could probably call him. I don't deal with him because there's a lot of anger toward him, what he did. I spoke to him. I went to his place and saw him. I felt bad because, his grandma died and his dad died. Of course, his dad, I had a problem with his dad, but had a problem with his dad. His dad died. He was, his dad died on Matt's birthday. So Matt was really torn up about that. And,
You know what George is upset with Matt for? It's not Matt raping little girls at a water park. It's because Matt didn't defend George in court when George tried suing Matt's dad. Matt's dad was paying for Matt to live at George's back in the day, and his dad stopped paying, so George took him to court. Matt ended up getting on stand and defended his dad, threw George under the bus, and that was that. But yeah, George is discussed that Matt isn't about rape, it's about George getting screwed over. What a typical narcissist thing for George.
You know what? Nah, I can't do that.
Think about it. I mean, Matt is like your only saving grace here.
Yeah, but he's way out in the East End. I could, we're fucking when we get stuck out there. He said he lives in like the damn off of Williamsburg Road, which is really bad area.
Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do, GG.
Well, I know. Oh God, damn, I gotta. Oh. All right. Anyway, I don't know. I gotta take a piss, so nothing is open right now too, so I gotta move this car. Shit.
Did you at least go out of fucking AutoZone's parking lot?
No, I'm out of there. I got out of there real fast. That really pissed me off. I was gonna call. I texted him. I said, "What the hell?" I said, "They said you were already here." He didn't respond back. I called. He didn't respond. He figures I don't have money, so then that's his way of trying to.
Wait, so he knows you don't have money?
I guess he does. That's why he decided to fucking do what he did, But it doesn't fucking matter. It's just he was booked on the car. He should be able to tell me what's wrong with the car now. Give me an idea,
Yeah, this random guy George isn't even friends with, they're barely acquaintances, should at the very least stop by and diagnose his car for free. Why? Just because. Because of narcissism. Dr. Amir would have a field day with some of this shit, and big up Dr. Amir.
Oh, God. I'm worried because I got a T-Mobile bill is due, and that's got to be paid. Because without that T-Mobile bill being paid, I'm gonna be really fucked. So, I've got a lot going on right now, and the problem is I don't have many people that I can count on right now.
Yeah, better call Matt.
I don't think Matt can do anything for me. I think Matt is.
I mean, you can't stay with him for a couple nights?
He can't do anything for. You saw his recent picture, you said?
Yeah.
So he's put weight back on?
He's put weight back on, yeah.
Okay. Amazing. When I saw him, he lost a lot of weight, a lot of fucking weight. And I saw him like, what the fuck is this? Jesus Christ! He lost he lost like 100 pounds or something. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck has happened to you, man? And it looked really bad. Of course, Saunders thought it was funny, and that was a mistake for me to give that picture to Saunders. He thought it was funny, so he goes in and posts that. He gives it to the trolls.
Oh yeah, he looked like a fucking bum then.
Saunders laughed at it and we spread it around because it was funny. Matt looked like total dog shit. It was hilarious. I'm personally one who doesn't feel empathy for violent child rapists like George does, so when I see a violent child rapist living his absolute worst life and looks like complete shit, yeah, I'm gonna point, laugh, and celebrate. George truly has no shame.
Well, it's nobody's business what he looks like. I mean, you mean what Matt looked like? It's somebody's damn business.
It just
He looked like
it was a wild, like, you know, it's not like, it's just for someone to go looking like they used to that, it's wild.
Well, the man went through a lot of hell. I mean, I'm not taking up for the dude. I mean, he really screwed me over big time, but he went through a lot of personal hell with his grandma and then his dad. So I don't know, and I don't, there's a lot of personal hell that he went through. So I don't totally trust him because he was very conniving guy. Does he have money? I don't. He might. I doubt it.
I mean, what do you mean he was conniving? What did he do?
He's a liar. He's a fucking notorious liar. He lied about a lot of shit. Back in the day, he would trash me behind my back, and when I would confront him, he would deny it, and then he would say things, and he was a chameleon. That's part of the problem I had with Matt. So, a lot of people don't know that, but that's the truth.
So let's see. Matt is a rapist, shit talker, has no loyalty to friends, is a liar, conniving, and an overall piece of shit. You could swap George in for Matt in that previous sentence and it would still be true. Birds of a feather, I guess, or as George said, you are who you associate with.
You say good things to your face, and then behind your back you'll say shit behind your back. So no, Matt is definitely no fucking, even with his rap he has, because that's bad by itself. Because I didn't even know the degree of all that happened. I knew that he did what he did, but I didn't know it was three kids. So I never knew. I knew it was basically one.
He like fucking little girls, man. Some fucking weirdos have that shit in them,
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand that he did his time and all that, but he really screwed me over.
Well, it'd be fucked up if he told you to go fuck yourself and he actually could help you. That'd be fucking wild. Like, damn, a fucking.
Well, I helped that man. I helped that fucking man. So if anything, he should be able to help me. But I don't think he has any money. I don't think he's working. Did it say he was working or what?
I don't know if he's working or not. I'm just, he has, 4 walls and a roof he's staying at, brother.
Well, I understand that being helped by the somebody's paying for that. He's not paying for it.
It don't matter. He can help you. It's up to you. I mean, you can stay in the parking lot if you want. I was just offering.
No, I'm not. Well, see, thank you.
Well, I mean, that's an old friend. That's someone you said you helped in the past.
He's
so
not.
If he
not
can
really.
Help you, he might help you.
He was. I guess the word is studia or a studio friend. It's a studio friend. He was a fake friend. He was.
Let's listen to George struggle as usual trying to say the word pseudo. First we got studio, which might be like a dirty apartment. Then we got Sudi, which sounds like a baby trying to say the word Saudi. And then we're on the Sasudi, which sounds like a suspicious Saudi. This isn't the first time he's fucked this word up, though. He's been on camera before calling himself a studio celebrity.
A friend that took me for a ride. He was he was a friend, but he was about himself. That's pretty much, what he was about. I helped him, I defended him, and it got me pretty much nowhere because he screwed me over big time. His own dad disowned him. His own dad freaking disowned him.
Yeah, because he was a rapist.
And he said, I'm not going to talk bad about Daddy. I'm not going to talk bad about my daddy. And I said, he's disowned you.
Yeah,
You've been living in my
he's a pedophile. He raped a little girl.
You've been living in my house for 9 months for free. What do you mean you're not going to do what I do? No.
Well, he won't do that, GG, because his dad still was going to help him regardless.
9 months in my house for free. Who does that? I mean, that's what he was living with. I didn't charge him for 9 months. And he's going to come at me and say, oh, well, no. No. So, yeah, really got screwed over. But, yeah, his dad disowned him. His dad disowned him altogether. And yet he, goes ahead with that approach with me. Oh, well, and then I said, look, you're going to have to start paying now. Or you're going to have to, we have to collect this money. And he screwed that whole scenario over. Lawyer told me, he's going to flip, or he's not going to do the right, he's going to flip, he's not going to do the right. I said, okay, well, let's had to pull the plug. Not like I wanted to pull the plug, but I had to pull the plug.
Put yourself in his shoes. Would have betrayed your father for Matt? Just think about that. Just think about that. Would have betrayed Senior for him?
If my father did what his father did to him, I would have a hard time with it, but I would definitely tell the truth. And the truth was, his father signed a contract stating that he would be responsible for Matt as long as he was living with me. That's a contract that was binding contract that he signed, that he would be responsible for Matt's rent, and that Matt couldn't pay for the rent. But it didn't matter, because Matt was going to testify to say that I didn't have this and didn't have that in living proper conditions, and that was bullshit. It was a short stint where they had pulled the hot water. Okay, so say that you couldn't shower, you didn't have hot water. I got that. They in Wrightville County did that twice, where they pulled the hot water, and one time was with the county, and that was corrected. That he was going to say that, because they were trying to coax him to say that basically that's why he wasn't going to pay the rent, when in all actuality, that was not the reason why they didn't want to pay the rent. They didn't want to pay the rent because they didn't want to be responsible for that, which I understand to some degree, but Matt, he signed a binding contract. And Matt,
I wonder if this is the same type of binding contract Jordan signed with the bank to pay his mortgage back. Like, George is in a position to criticize anybody for not paying for something, especially in the same breath saying the city turned his gas off because he didn't pay and he didn't have any hot water.
Matt should have been working, and we tried to get him to work, and he didn't, and he didn't work. So then when Matt decided to not come out, and flip it on me, that's what fucked me over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think you should do it, though. I think, because you described to me helping that man out when you had your money and you were wealthy. You really went out of your way to bring him along with you. And I believe that he owes you that. He owes you something. It could be a little bit of something, but he does owe you that.
If he has it, I doubt that he has it.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Let me take a look at his picture. I haven't seen his picture in a while. What is it? What's the? I forget. It's the Virginia Sexual Registry, whatever they call it.
The website?
Yeah, Virginia Sexual. I just want to take a see. We'll look at something there. Sexual Offender Registry.
I don't. I think it is just the Sexual Offender Registry. I don't know.
Okay, I want to take a look at something real here, just to see if it's not giving me nothing. This is just like a workshop. What the hell is it? Yeah, your phone's really going off.
It's this charger. It's like the fucking. I hate this fucking thing.
What is it? What's the lookup? I think it's VA Sex Offender Registry. Is that what it is?
I think so. You can Google it that way, and it should come.
Well, I'm trying to do it when I'm talking. It's a VA Sexual Offender Registry. That's what I'm looking at, and Virginia.
I mean, think about it, Gigi. All that shit is in the past, brother. He was in a bad place. He had to do what he had to do to protect his dad. You guys are really close. And right now, all the other people that are your friends have essentially turned their back on you. So you really have nothing to lose, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. Well, you're probably right. I mean, I've got his number, but I don't think he doesn't answer his phone, or he's not. I understand why he doesn't answer his phone. I know he doesn't have any money. I know that. So it would be a complete. Okay, hold on. Let me do something here. It'd be a complete waste. Okay, well, this damn thing is working. Because I'm not a robot. Okay, this is crazy. You know, these websites that say you to click here, say you're not a robot. Well, I've already done all that. So, okay, and now it's match the X's for the picture that you see. I verify, yes. All right, what's going on here? All right, so this takes me to Virginia State Police records. Okay, so search offender registry, yes. All right, why can I not place the name? Doesn't ask for the name. Puts this on the damn phone. That's part of the reason. Weekend offenders, supplement registry. Okay. Need to type this shit in. It doesn't allow you a place to type the person's name in.
It's painful listening to George audibly navigate himself through this website. I've been on the VA sex offender site in the past to look for stuff on that, and it's not hard to use. George probably hits 2 letters at once every time he touches his phone keyboard because his fingers are so fat.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. They say, okay, they want you not to be harassing the individual, which I understand that. Don't harass the individual by getting information. They ask you that question by the fact that you're on here. What are your intentions? Okay, so it's external link. Change electric. Okay, it does not give you a place. Hold on. A place to look up the person's name here. Search offender registry. That's what I'm doing.
The sex offender registry?
Yeah, and it keeps booting me back to, I don't know what the fuck. This Virginia State Police conditions of use. Read about, okay, I've already acknowledged that. Information only. The state police would have verification of the person's situation. Okay. It says, I'm not a robot. No, I'm not. All right, we got that. Accept. Okay, I think I'm on to... All right, here we go. Let's do this now. All right, so name. That's what we're going to do, is use the name. All right, let's see. Tatum and Matthew. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, let's see what we got. So, now there he is. Damn, he looks like a damn convict.
Man, can't imagine why Matt looks like a convict, maybe because he is one. Also, it should be mentioned, George should be on this registry for what he did to Jamie. He's so lucky he caused her to die, or else we'd be seeing Matt and George on there.
No, he looks bad. He shaved it off, but he looks... God, he's bald-headed. God damn, he looks hard. Let's see if he's living in the same place here. Yep, same place. Not employed. Eames Lane, Henrico, not employed. Yep. He looks like a damn convict. He's bald-headed. Look at that crew cut. That's being bald-headed. Like, good God Almighty. Yeah. But he is not... How recent was this? This is recent. May 19th. That's very recent. 23. Hanover. Three things that were in Hanover. That's old news. But yeah, he is. He's looking worse for wears there. Worse for wears. Now, yeah, it looks like he's gained weight. He's weighing 220 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna be fucking taking a senior prom picture, GG. They all look like convicts.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's 220 pounds. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're old people. I mean, he's in his 50s as well, so he's no spring chicken. I get that, but he looks really like, goddamn, he looks really. But then again, you can, based upon whatever the situation was or is, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
GG. I mean, I wouldn't even suggest it, but you have no choice.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just reach out if he can do anything, a place to stay. You know, he might. It's been so many years. He's a different person.
Yeah.
He's a completely different person. You know what I mean? He's paid his debt to society. He continues to register as a sex offender. He's doing what he's got to do, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't work. That says it all about it there. He doesn't work. That says it all.
God damn, you're judgmental for somebody who's looking.
I'm not trying to be. No, I'm not being judgmental, but I mean, at least I was working. I mean, at least I've been trying to work. Dude's not even working.
Well, how many places will hire a registered sex offender? I'll wait on you to answer that.
There's some places that will overlook that.
And what places are those?
Mom and pop places.
Mom and pop have kids come in there. He can't work there.
Yeah, well, that's
99% of jobs are not available to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, George's judgmentalism is off the charts. Of course Matt isn't going to be working. He's a violent sex offender. That's what he needs. He needs George to tell him to go apply at mom and pop stores. Then when Pod shoots that down, George doesn't have an answer anymore. Almost like he's full of shit and has no idea what he's talking about. On top of that, who is George to criticize someone else as working or not? George does DoorDash, not exactly the most prestigious job. His boss is an app, not blazing any trails, and nothing but lack of self-awareness for as far as the ear can hear.
Well, he's probably not. He's not having it.
He probably can't even own a fucking computer.
Yeah, he doesn't have it that good. That's the problem. And in that situation, unless he's getting government assistance or getting disability. Yeah, if he's getting disability, then he might be. But that disability is probably paying his rent.
But he also might have got something from his dad dying, and you know.
He got nothing from that because, from what I understand, the mother, his stepmom, pretty much blocked that shit. Last time I talked to him during the pandemic. Last time I spoke to him was during the pandemic. I went around there in 2020. I saw him. I went over there. He said that his stepmom has made his life living hell and blocked him from getting any money at all from his grandma or his dad. So they kind of screwed that up altogether. Now, unless he's lying, I don't know. Never can tell.
At this point, I wouldn't even judge it. I would just give it a shot. Casey said no. Kevin said no. Everybody said no. He might be the only yes you get.
I don't think he has money, though.
It isn't about what you think. You not even want to try it. It's just like you have a defeatist attitude. It's weird.
Well, he's not working, so where would he have the money from? I don't think he would have any money.
Oh, well, George knows best.
Well, I'm asking a question. What do you think? I mean, do you think
he might be getting disability? You don't know. Like you're making a lot of assumptions. You really went out of your way to see if he's working. Like it's weird.
Well, I wanted to see what he's looking like now. He looks thinner. No, he looks fatter. I mean, but I understand. But he looks like he's
eating good.
Yeah,
he ain't missed a fucking meal. I tell you that.
Yeah, he's probably been through hell though in the process. So you might have like a, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
I'd probably call him. I'd probably call him tomorrow. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, give it a shot. Go over there and see him. Fuck. He may appreciate that you actually went and saw him during the pandemic. And may say, you know what, you actually came and saw me during the pandemic. You didn't have to. Yeah, I'll help you. Here's $100, $200. You were there for me.
I'd be amazed if he had anything.
Okay.
No, I'd be amazed. I mean, if he did, and then that's. Actually, this picture was September 20th, 22. So that's not a. Okay, so he renewed in 23. So I guess they don't worry about the current pictures.
They would only change his picture if he drastically changed.
Okay. Well, he did from that last one. From that last picture. I don't know what the hell. I guess he finally shaved it. I told him, and when I saw him back then, I said, dude, I don't want to be an asshole, but good God, shave that shit off. And he didn't want to do it at the time. I said, man, I don't want to be an asshole. Shave that shit off. That beard. Good God. And he's like, he took offense to that. I remember that. And I told him, I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, God.
You got to give it a shot, GG. You can't just,
You think you.
Well, you assume you make an ass out of, yourself and that person.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a shot, but yeah, I can show. I could probably give him a call right now. He's probably awake. Fuck it. What do we do? I'm going through a lot right now. I'm doing. I mean, tomorrow's a holiday, so.
Yeah, what are your plans for tomorrow? What are you gonna do?
The plans. There ain't no damn plans. I'm stranded. I mean, the car moves, but might as well say that I'm stranded. I have no effing money.
Are you going to the church? You're gonna go to the church? They may have something.
I can't do anything with the church until Tuesday, but best believe that I'm going to go there. And I'm going to have to, because I have to work. This week, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
So I got to get something resolved.
You get it.
Let me start this car. Okay, good. Yeah, this is loud as shit. God damn, it's loud. Yeah, how loud that is. God, it's loud.
I can't hear anything, so.
You can't hear? No, it's loud. It's loud as crap. But I got to take a massive fix. That's why I got to take a massive fix. Nothing around here is open, so I got to go down. I can run this thing for a few minutes, and then boom, and then this car had gas in it, and now all the gas is gone. That's nice. I had gas in this car, so now I'm not going to be able to get around now, even the short distance. All right, dude. Let me get to a damn place where I can fish, and I'll talk to you. I guess later on, maybe later today.
I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call later. It's 12 a.m. So I'll give you a call later today.
All right, that's fine.
Check up on you. All right, GG.
All right, sounds good. All right,
bye.
Well, that ends that. What a ride. If you're still here, thank you for listening and making it this far. I think this is the longest commentary I've ever done. I plan on uploading the calls without commentary on Fridays, and I'll try to keep these going. Thanks again for all the support, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.